Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Where last time we entered the game as our character Imogen here, and we walked around with the Master of Whisperers. Not Whisper. Oh my god, I did it. While I was saying it, I was just like, Heliax, don't say Whisperers, and I said it anyway. You know what? Forget it. He is now the Master of Whisperers. I'm no longer going to fight it. That is who he is now. But we also met Theodora here, who is the Rogue Trader, and the head of the... I forget their name. Head of a family that we apparently are distantly related to. And we could become the heir to the Rogue Trader here if we prove ourselves. And to do that, we first need to go take on these guys who are causing some sort of riot or attacking us. I'm not sure. And this apparently isn't where I need to go. But right now we are looking for the arch-military militant Mort. That's who we're looking for. Does it say where to go? No, just left to clear the way to the lift, leading to the upper deck. Okay.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Let's go ahead and head over there. Oh, we got some combat going on over here. It's like this is closed off. You guys are doing a great job. Good job. This is the way we haven't gone yet, so I guess we'll go this way.
Embrace true power.
I gotta say, I've been thinking about this game a lot over the day while I was at work. Really excited to get back and play it, and for the weekend. Good shot. Ooh, somebody's attacking them from behind over there. Another group of soldiers. Who are you? This is Mort. Oh, that's Voigtveer. Conrad Voigtveer lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Conrad pointedly looks away from the arch-militant to you. Mort, pull yourself together. The arch-militant looks back at you. What did the captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his Vox from the belt and hurriedly reports on the situation. Well, that was easy. Glad I could be here for that. Master of Whispers. What is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. Conrad Voigtveer. Alright, so there is a ton of reading in this game. At the end of last episode, my voice was getting a little tired, so I'm a little worried. But, got myself some waters here, so we should be good. I'm not yet done. I've been... I have a stroke. I've not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures. But communications were already unstable half an hour ago. And now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Vox casts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. Voigtveer pauses. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Mutiny? But who would attempt a mutiny here, in the warp? A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them. I do want to thank you guys for leaving in the comments some information about the Warhammer lore, especially about on the Emperor. I found that to be really interesting. I need to decide, am I going to be like an Emperor loyalist? I kind of like the idea, or faithful. But he doesn't want you to be faithful to him. He just wants you to do your job kind of thing, I think. Well, I guess who knows what he wants at this point, but... We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading. If this is indeed a severe case of warp madness, then the situation is dire. Mutiny? But who would attempt mutiny here in the warp? Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and they have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Theodora looks at Voigtvir. Ethelthrad. Where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. The Psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it! Master whispers, find Ethelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Thlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Archmilitant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Imogene? Theodora glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain. Voigtvir's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Archmilitant, and taking it into consideration Ethelthrad's psyker powers. Oh, I guess they just headed off on their mission. Efficient, I like it. Then it's settled. Imogene, find Ethelthrad and bring him here, in whatever state you can find him. This elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? In whatever state? What does that mean? I hear and obey, Lord Commander. I shall do everything in my power. I cannot promise that I won't lose our dearest heir somewhere along the way. I shall do everything in my power. Yeah, we're an honorable person. Theodora hisses in fury. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come. Okay, bit harsh, but... like, it's just a saying, really. I guess that's what she was mad about. Are you joining my party? Voigtvir gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I shall make do. Lead the way. I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go in front to shield me from potential threats. You had better not fail me. The Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. He rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. He's the traitor! Voigtvir! Damn you! You just shanked me. I promised you a special destiny, Imogene. It's time to fulfill it. This bastard? How dare he? Master whispers. A name like that, you think you could trust him? Especially now that we know he's an heir too. Is he gunning for the throne? Is that what you would call it? The captain's chair? Hey, there's no need to kick me.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voigtvir looks down at you. Voigtvir, you two-faced scum. You are the one behind this mayhem?
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this? I'm guessing he's wanting to become the rogue trader himself. What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel? I have no intention of helping you. I will help you as long as you spare my life. Will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together. Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
Your master? Who's your master? Is your blood too thin?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of grok shit. I like it. I like it. You have an 80% chance. Is that what it's saying? It's pretty good.
Wretched. What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
I wish it had told me, like, if it succeeded or something. I'm guessing it did. Something, either your tone or the venomous words, throws Conrad off for a moment, as hateful fury blazes from beneath the mask of a cold professional.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench, Fon Valencius, watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Vorkvir hesitates for a second and then produces a strange weapon. A blade without a handle that shimmers blue in the light. Skill test and dialogue. One of the available dialogue options requires making a skill test. Unlike with passive tests, which are made automatically, you can decide whether or not to select the option. Okay, yeah. I know what those are. Think. The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Fight the voice in your head. Get out. I'm not your puppet. I will do as you require, but I will find a way to make you pay for this, you filth. Enough threats. I will comply with your demands. Get out. I am not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step forward. The gates are looming in the center of the chamber. Like I said, I failed. I don't know, maybe I'll like it more that it's not telling me. Who knows? In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with 2 ember-like irises. Examine the device with tech. With 90% chance of doing that. Look back. Look for anything that can be used as a weapon. Let's examine the device. Oh, this one tells me I succeeded. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. I think it's probably cogitator. I don't know. I'm thinking like cogs, right? That's what I'm kind of thinking. Anyway. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Archaeotech. What's that? An incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. Alright. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharper metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifice. The voice that filled your head after Voigtvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, the source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread, and it has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. It seems that the creators of the sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of an ordinary automaton's. Look for anything that can be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar in sight. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Yeah. Place your hand into the sentinel's maw. The sentinel's maw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flicks. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaw remains closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whatever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this? Yes, I require assistance. I suppose this is one of the... this is the onset of the warp madness they warned me about. I must have lost my mind. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear the voice again, and this time you realize that it is coming from the 2 speakers built into the sentinel's shoulder. You hear a displeased grunt in your mind, as if the lurking entity has sensed something that is not quite to its liking. Yes, Sentinel, traitors threaten my life and the safety of the Warrant. Yes, I do require assistance. I'm gonna go with yes, Sentinel. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, damn. Oh, you guys are fucked. Oh!
There is still another way.
Is he going to find the other dude? Check the warrant chamber. I'm surprised he left. Rogue trader Theodora von Valancius desires... Okay, I've already said that. The warrant chamber has opened its doors for the dynasty heir. It is time to make sure the sacred warrant of trade is safe. Alright, let's do that. Make sure it's safe. Can I loot you guys? I haven't had any loot yet. I don't know about that. What is this? Old injury. Stack 1 of 20. Source image and duration permanent. An injury that wasn't healed in time. It can be healed with a med kit, It requires passing a Medicaid test to succeed. Too many injuries reduces the character's resolve and causes traumas. Visit the void ship or try to use medkit to remove the injury. Interesting. The enormous gates match the importance. Open this up. Huh? Match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable. Why am I not seeing everything here? There we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be all, but it's not showing all. Weird. Oop, I pressed tab to... Okay, that's fine.
Unexplored.
Whoa, that's a big warrant. Oh, that looks awesome. This game is looking really pretty. I love the colors. The gold and red. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person... Oh, damn it. To be a paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the roads of thorns. Okay, I can't read fast enough. Sounded cool, though.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
The server skull's creaking gradually turns you into comprehensible words. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me? I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora. I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless. I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The server skull goes silent. Its relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realize that the server skull will not answer you. I need to contact Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the server's skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valancius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Vox Master, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, group all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What madness is happening here? Who are you?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Sounds good. Journal. So I can go into the journal here. Rumors and context sections also contain important information. You learn more about them later. Okay. Alright, before we go any further, I want to read what this thing said. I think that's already past it. Are we not going to be able to see it? Okay. Really strange how some of this was working. I don't think we're going to see this one either. Damn. Events? No. Combat? No. Okay, well. Can we see it again? Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them and their dynasty the great mission. So you gonna show the rest? To be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost. To triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the roads of thorns through pain to greatness. It's a pretty awesome sounding mission, I must say. Pretty heroic sounding. Seal the Warrant Chamber.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Alright, all sealed up.
Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the Warrant Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Seneschal Abelard, Wersarian, has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating, and one of the sleeves of his coat is torn and soaked through with blood. Nevertheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm, and his gaze is demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. He surveys the carnage around him, his brow furrows, and he places a hand on his weapon. Conrad Voigtveer is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here. Yeah, we'll go number one.
What?
The Seneschal's eyes widen. He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan. He was clearly serving the unholy gods of the warp. He intended to take revenge. Oh,
Holy God.
Uh-oh.
I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Abelard clutches his forehead. He looks lost for the briefest of moments, but then quickly finds his resolve again. Voigtveer openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny. Unquestionably. So it would seem, but he is not here, and we have a mutiny to end. Why don't we leave the matters of etiquette for another time? For mere Seneschal, you are asking too many questions. Unquestionably.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense.
He hands you a weapon. Abelard examines you critically. Alright. Find a weapon, accept Abelard's aid. Treating injuries. While fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Your character has suffered an injury after being attacked by Conrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds with one round. The exact percentage of wounds a character must lose for this to happen may vary depending on the difficulty of the game you choose. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. When a character initially suffers an injury, it is considered a fresh injury and during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, a fresh injury becomes an old injury. A fresh injury can be healed using a med kit without passing any skill tests. An old injury can be healed with a med kit, but they require the characters administering the treatment to pass a Medicaid test to succeed. Use med kits to restore wounds and heal injuries. Note that when a character loses all of their wounds, they fall unconscious. Once combat is over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically, but any injuries they may have sustained remain. Those can be healed with a medkit. Medkits can be used by characters who have the field medic feature, base skill Medicaid, or have taken Medicaid skill advancement at least once. Whenever a character uses a medkit in battle, a Medicaid skill test determines the number of wounds that will be restored as a result. Okay. Inventory. Alright, and we do have a party member now.
Look no further.
We have Adelbard.
Fate beckons me.
Very nice. And we have some armor here. Oh, hell yeah, look at that. Oh, it's gonna look so cool. Got ourselves a laser gun. Two-handed ranged weapon. Awesome. We got a med kit here, which I guess you're going to be our med kit guy. To equip any new weapons or armor, open inventory screen. To view the parameters of an item, hover your cursor over it. You can switch between party members. Yep. Good. Heal her.
Let's patch you up. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
Abelard nods in satisfaction. I can't talk, apparently.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
He pauses when the light flickers yet again. Okay, so the navigator is like the warp master, right? A sanctioned noble mutant whose genes allow them to safely guide a warp-capable void ship through the warp. Okay. What exactly has gone wrong with the translation? How did you find me? What can we expect to find? I heard one of Theodore's voxcasts. The navigator's sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way? For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way. How'd you find me?
You sent me a vox message. Specifically, a voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
Abelard tilts his head and looks at you with worry. What exactly has gone wrong with the translation? I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
He looks at the server's skull floating next to you.
The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
He frowns. The rulers of the Adeptus Mechanicus, they revere technology as the object of their devotion. They direct the endeavors of fabrication and lead the followers of the machine god in unforgiving crusades of ruthless acquisition. Okay. What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Geller field has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the warp. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
What can we expect to find?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Imperium. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterial. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Abelard does not bat an eye as he lists all the horrors that you are about to face. I'm under no obligation to take such risks. No, we're not a coward. I heard one of Theodora's voxcasts. Lady Theodora.
Lady
Haha, I knew it.
Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
Abelard nods his approval. A wave of static suddenly erupts from the server's skull, and you can make out Theodore's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home. With all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
The Seneschal's eyes light up, and he smiles with grim determination. That's a lot.
The Emperor is with us.
Tactical phase.
Ready to die?
No. Combat begins with tactical phase, during which characters cannot attack or take any other action, but may try to take up advantageous positions. Select the character on the portrait at the top screen, then click on the cell you want the character to move to. Red cells are areas inaccessible to characters during the tactical phase. Each character in the party may move up to their maximum movement points, but cannot position themselves adjacent to an enemy. Okay. Imogene, let's move over here. And then you move up here. You are, yeah. Right there is good. Abilities. The combat abilities of characters differ depending on their archetype. Available abilities are located at the bottom right of the screen on the abilities panel. To read the full description of the ability, hover over them. Click LB to use the ability. Before the ability is used, you will get to review its estimated outcome while hovering. Also, the area of effect, blah 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 blah. During your adventures, your characters will gain new abilities and talents as their powers grow. Awesome. Alright, so we're gonna want to run and gun.
No guidance.
I think I messed it up. I'm supposed to shoot first, I think. So we got burst fire here. We'll do a single shot.
One step closer.
What? 2 misses? That's some bullshit. Abelard's abilities. Your new companion is a warrior. Abelard specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attacks. Charge is a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack action. Use charge to close the distance. I mean, he's in direct path of the charge. Abelard will attack them and will still be able to use an attack. Note that charge can only be used if the character is 2 or more cells away from their target. This character is using a melee weapon. Melee attacks require the character to be adjacent to the enemy. To make a melee attack, click a left mouse button. Unlike single shots, melee attacks hit automatically with no need for a roll. The enemy will still try to dodge and parry the attack if they are using melee weapons themselves. That's kind of cool. Melee weapons can be used to make area of attacks. All creatures in the area will suffer damage unless they succeed on a dodge test. Very cool. Okay.
My place is at the fore.
Attacks of opportunity. Okay.
I took care of this one.
But that didn't work like I thought it was going to. Okay.
At your beck and call.
I don't know, do that. Sure, why not? What does that do? 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius get a +2 deflection for the archetype taken by the Navy officer. They also cannot be forcefully moved or over penetrated. Is that what that said? Yes. Good.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Be careful. Companions can get hurt by your burst shots or area of attacks. Okay. Oh, you either missed or you're attacking the wrong dude.
Purpose guides for the satisfying demise.
Beautiful shooting there. Ooh, she just killed 4. She is a god. Kill the last guy.
I'd rather not.
Target is too far.
Tried and tested tactics.
So I gotta
but
move there
less
first before I can do this?
Indeed.
Okay. Guess I should have, oh, there we go. Level up! Experience points. You can advance the level of your character and companions. Prevailing in battles, exploring the Coriolis Expanse, and completing quests earns you experience points. And arrows level up. Each level gains offers your character new progression point options, which include abilities, talents, and skill improvements and other enhancements. Your companions gain new levels at the same time as your character. Okay. Even if they are not included in the active party during your journey, you can always increase their level later. I like it. Okay. So we get 1 perk point available, and available skills too. So 1 perk point, I guess this is the only one. We choose a skill. What does this do? Hold on. Yeah, I guess it's giving a plus 10 here, huh? Oh, we can see it over here. Let's go with awareness. Oh, is that it? Cancel. I don't know. Do we want to do that? We could go like athletics or something. Awareness would make sense. So would demolition, though. Affected by the agility characteristic, which is not my highest, but not my lowest either. It is used to deactivate traps. It also allows the use of explosives to blast containers open or break through closed doors and block passages. That sounds useful. It encompasses the subconscious ability to react to things that the conscious mind may not perceive. Awareness allows a character to notice traps, cleverly hidden objects, secret passages, and unusual or suspicious elements in the environment. That sounds better. There we go, level 2. Alright, now you. Let's go ahead and level you up. You also get skills, and for you, we're gonna go, I think, athletics. Represents the character's ability to traverse difficult terrain, for example, to leap over collapsed sections of the deck or to climb slippery rocks. Affected by the intelligence modifier, which isn't very high for you. I think we're gonna go athletics. Yep. Alright, nothing super exciting, but still. Level 2. We're on our way.
Leave my mark upon the galaxy.
Wait. Could it be? It's loot! Defeated enemies have no further need for their former belongings. True. Items on the right of the trophy collection window go to your inventory. Such items can be used on equipment or used or equipped by your character. Items left on the left are packed up as cargo and sent to your ship. Oh, that's nice. Which can later be used to trade with various factions. Cool. So we got a bunch of swords. How do I just make it go? Oh. There we go.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Can I read that somewhere? I'm not seeing it. Of your Lord Captain, whose house each of you swore to serve till your last breath, may your souls never lose the fervor or fire of, you know, that oath, I guess. Void Skull, do you talk? I can't talk to him. I don't think I can talk to you either.
What advice do you seek?
My ascension has only just begun.
We got the laser pistol. Anything else around here?
Power.
True power. You right, you right. Always embrace true power. Anything on this side?
Intriguing.
No. Okay. Alright. Let's head through the door here. Do we have like a... I don't see any like formation line or formation buttons. Here is a map of your void ship. It consists of several parts between which you can travel. Some parts are not yet available, but over time your character will be able to access them. Alright. Let's go to the Navigator's Sanctum. The Navigator's untimely demise would spell disaster for the void ship when making a warp jump. Whatever is happening on the other decks, it is imperative to reach the Navigator's Sanctum and see what has happened to the vessel's warp guide.
I tread a path.
The Navigator's Sanctum is directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
Doesn't look good.
And so she will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
The woman before you whips around and gazes straight at you, her eyes glowing with otherworldly light.
Mistress, watch your head.
Well, that was close.
Dear, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Abelard grumbles as he dusts himself off and grips his weapon again.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
Alright, calm down, calm down.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valencius.
Abelard
Idira?
looks her up and down.
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
I do. It's me. That's gonna be me. The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Adira nods, yet her gaze is directed somewhere away from you.
And you are von Valencius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Adira turns her head to you, her vacant eyes flaring like embers. You hear a few clicks from the relays on the server skull, which has followed you all the way here, and Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you. Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands and are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack. Counterattack?
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
Adira laughs in a deep voice. The seer's words dredge up something dark and frightening from the depths of your memory. Your soul has been tainted by the influence of warp sorcery, and it seems you will never be rid of it. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
That's not good.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Man, she really gets into this, huh? We must see if the Navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
No, it's gonna be okay. Relax.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we?
Hell no.
The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
That's the spirit. Adira freezes, then she slaps her cheeks, rubbing her face and looks at you. The supernatural glow is gone from her eyes, and a smirk spreads across her lips. End dialogue. Adira has joined your party, which now consists of several characters. To select one character, click left mouse button, drag a box, or hit backspace, so same controls as Pathfinder. Cool. Alright. What's this? A piece of pipe left a noticeable dent in the floor. Okay. So let's just take a look at what these guys have. You've got a chain sword and mesh chest plate. So there's a med kit. I have another one. You have a staff. Are you like a psyker? Where do I see that stuff? See, maybe? Yeah, here we go. So, archetypes. I'm a soldier. You're a warrior. You have really good toughness and weapon skill. And strength. That's good. And then you are a unsanctioned psyker. Forsaken World is where she's from. Their perception, willpower, your things. You've got analyze enemies. Whereas yours is charge. Okay. Cool. Alright. Anything else in this hallway? Besides this door. Okay, that goes all the way down to that door. Let's take a look at the journal. Adira, a psyker in Theodore von Valencius' service, speaks of ill omens related to the navigator's fate. The warp guide must be protected at all cost. Alright. Let's take a look in here. Hurry, destroy this field. Don't keep our master waiting. Okay, we should probably stop that, huh? Let's save it. Get in there. Right there. Move up. You move here until I don't really know what she can do.
A tactically sound approach.
Hit him.
It will be done.
Good. Heretic Psyker. Ow. Adira's abilities. Adira is a Psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses, and her Psyker abilities allows her to deal damage to them. Analyze enemies is an operative ability which applies the exploit effect to all enemies within the operative's line of sight. At the start of each of the operative's turns, the operative can also use this ability against a specific enemy to inflict several stacks of this effect. The higher the operative's intelligence bonus, the more exploit stacks will be inflicted. Whenever the operative hits a target with an exploit applied to them, the attack deals additional damage. Amount of extra damage depends on the target number of exploits stacked on them. Exposed weakness is an operative ability which they can use against a single enemy who's under the exploit effect. This ability reduces the enemy's dodge, parry, and armor. Adira is armed with a special staff that allows a Psyker to unleash psychic powers against enemies. In the future, you'll also encounter saves that only a Psyker versus a certain disciple can use. Alright. Psychic Screech. Hit him. Got him. And it looks like that's it. Okay. Dodged it. Very good, very good. Hologram. You can use the hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions in combat before taking them. Control left click on an accessible cell on the battlefield to place the character's hologram there. Select an ability or a single shot attack to see the expected outcome. The action will be displayed as if undead as if used from the undead wait, what? Displayed as if used from the hologram's location to let you access whether you have picked up an effective position for the action you're planning to take. The hologram is also lets you see if the enemy will be within your line of sight after you move. Left click to confirm your choice and execute the selected action, or right click anywhere on the battlefield or press escape to cancel. Okay. To be honest, I already forgot how to do it. Alright, you got that cover. Go ahead and fire him.
Ruin beckons.
Got him. One more.
I will not stoop to this.
Let's go here.
Purpose guides me.
Okay. Not great, but I'll take it. Target is too far.
Follow my lead.
Charge him.
I will do my duty.
Good shot. Good shot. And you get another shot here.
It will be done.
Got him. Vespiadis. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exists through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut. The two ordinary eyes, as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead. I believe Master Vespiadis still lives. Abelard flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. The servants are dead, but the chamber, Think the Emperor is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive. Give Abelard a pointed look. Address Adira. What's wrong with him? Approach. Address the navigator. Hey, are you alive? What's wrong with him? Adira winces. Wounded. Exhausted. Fighting back to the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into your head. Pick one. The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Our time is short to do what? You're in need of help, are you alright? To do what? Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back into the seat, then thrusts forward again, as its bone break and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than the wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final draw. Adira shrieks in terror. It came from beyond. His body is not this. Adira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation with me. The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly, his face drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a tickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and there is purplish swelling around the eye. That's not good. Run. Flee from this place while I still have some strength. The words come out of the Vox as a labored rattle. I cannot continue. The intrusion, but not for long. Or I can contain, rather. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp, but it cannot be done without the Master Helmsman's help. Who torments you? I want to help. Tell me how. I cannot bear to see his agony any longer. I would rather put an end to it. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? What do we do now? The seneschal gazes at the figure in the chair. The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge that we will dock... But we must get to the bridge. What am I saying? Oh my god, I am not doing well right now with my reading. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Ethelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the server skull relayed to us earlier. Adira reaches her hand out toward the navigator, but pulls it back at the last moment. Vespiadis, good luck, and thank you. The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under his closed eyelids, and the Vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Alright, I think I might have missed some dialogue there. I do apologize for that. I don't know why. Usually it is the bottom option. That's like the final option. I wasn't thinking about that. I thought I'd be able to ask him all the questions I wanted to. But yeah, we're going to end the episode here, guys. In the next episode, we will start heading towards the upper deck and try and find Ethelthad, whatever, and Theodora. She's... Whoa, look at all these. What am I looking at? What did I just see there? have no idea. Huh. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'm even messing my outro. Oh my god. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.